Alright, welcome to 2020. Let's make some beats again, and let's do this again, and again. I got some chops to show you. I just put a sample pack out. This is chops from Chef Marco. The sample pack is basically made of cuts that I created throughout 2019. If you've been on Patreon for the whole entire year, you have all this. You know, you might have some of these cuts. And if you haven't been on Patreon, then I suggest go and get this because it has a bunch of cuts inside. I'm going to showcase some of them. I'm going to let you know what's inside of the pack. So let's listen up to some of these beats I made with the cuts. These cuts come from just one of the folders that has about 69 cuts inside. So I just picked up that folder and created a few beats with that. But you know, overall, the entire thing has over 1,000 cuts. I think it's 1,300 cuts inside. So it's just a lot of cuts. Everything I did throughout 2019, it's inside there. You got a few loops as well, but I'm more into just creating chops. I create cuts from a bunch of stuff, samples that I take from records with things I play on the keys, things I take from VHS tapes. A lot of these sounds are created from recordings I do in the studio as well. So if you've been on Patreon, you know that every month I record a different instrument from an artist that I bring inside of the studio. And these chops are made from that as well. They're made from saxophone recordings, from voice, trumpet. There are a bunch of cuts inside here that are made from these recordings. One of the things that I really like to do is to always layer it with a bass sample. I know it isn't really practical because sometimes you just want to cut that doesn't have a bass, so then you can layer your own bass inside it. I think it works. I just think it works to have that, you know. I just came from the street as well because I went to get some audio sources, as I call it. Like, it could be anything. I go to this street market it's here like every other Saturday. I got these two of VHS tapes, a bunch of animation stuff inside this. I don't know if you can see that. Aladdin, I think. I don't even know what's inside this. It was just a crate full of VHS tape. I'm gonna cut it up. I'm gonna listen to it and cut it up. I love animation stuff because it always has some crazy sound in there that you can use. Adventures of Porky Pig. I mean, I'm sure it still works. Asterix again. I've made a video on Asterix before. This I think is gonna be interesting. The Three Sisters of Troy. It's an animation. So these are cheap, really cheap, and they're a great source for audio. I'm sure I'm gonna get some really nice cuts. Anyway, I'm gonna find cuts inside this, and I'm gonna create more chops like these ones you hear. go into my Bandcamp. You have all these cuts in there for you to make beats with. If you want to join Patreon, this month I'm going to be releasing a drum pack. It's going to be my first drum pack where all the sounds are actually made by me. So this is one of the things I'll be doing, just creating percussion sounds. This month on Patreon, a drum pack with kicks, snares, hi-hats, and percussion sounds. I'm going to be creating it using the mini brute in the back there, then layering with other samples. Also on Bandcamp, there'll be all the chops that I created from 2019, not the royalty-free ones, but the ones that I took from records, that I took from VHS tapes, internet, whatever. Everything's going to be up on Bandcamp, but that's not royalty-free. That's just work I did searching for cuts and everything. That's it. Stay tuned, man. Thank you so much for watching. Toast to some percussion hits. Let's do this. Peace out. Take care, man.